All right, let's get started on some math. So we know the very first thing that we need to do is get our brains warmed up. So let's go ahead and do our problem of the day. So here it is. I will read it to you, and I want you to see if you can solve your problem of the day. So it says, 14 apples are in the tree. 7 of them fall out. How many apples are left in the tree? Remember, I want you to be able to show me a picture. I want you to be able to show me a number sentence. And then I want you to be able to show me a sentence that can answer the question, how many apples are left in the tree? So the first thing that I can see is 14. And then I know that 7 fall out. So I might start out like this and show 14. And then I could mark out 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, now I can see very easily how many apples are left in the tree. Some of you may say, oh, Miss Metz, I didn't do it that way. I started with the 7 that fell out, and I counted on to get to the 14 that were still in the tree. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Both of those are going to show the same answer. Our answer is there are 7 left in that tree. So if you did it this way, you're going to write a number sentence that says 14 minus 7 equals 7. And if you did it this way, you're going to say 7 plus 7 equals 14. However, you have to know the answer to this. If you write 14, you would be wrong, because I want to know how many apples are left in the tree. So I'm going to write my sentence that says, there are 7 apples left in the tree. So that's your job. There are 7 apples left in the tree. So make sure that you have what I have, so you know that the answer is 7 and not 14, because we already figured out that it was 14. It told us in the problem. Okay, if you remember what our job this week is, we are working on subtracting, but trying to make a 10 to subtract. Because some of you are going to say, Miss Metz, that's so hard. All I need to do is draw my problem out, take away what I need to take away, and I've got an answer. And some of you are going to say, Miss Metz, I'd rather just count on. I'm just showing you it's a separate way. You don't have to love this way, but I want some of you to think about different ways to solve problems. So sometimes this might work for you better than other ways. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to listen to my problem, and I'm going to show you how I might solve this one, okay? So my problem says Ava has 15 beads. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out my 15 beads. She gives 7 of those beads away. So how many does she have left? Some of you are going to say, Miss Metz, so easy. I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I see how many she has left. That's a great way. That way is wonderful. However, what I want you to do is think, how could I do it a different way? So some of you might say, well, Miss Metz, if she gave 7 away, I've got to figure out how many she has left to come up with my 15. So I know that I would have to add. So you would start at 7 and say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You figured out the answer just in a different way. That's a great way to figure it out. However, I'm going to show you how I might figure it out using a 10 frame, okay? So here is my 10 frame, and I'm actually going to make 2 because I have more than 10. I have more than 10. So here are my 10 frames. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to show you the 7 that she gave away. So here are the 7 that she gave away. Okay? Now, some of you are going to look and say, Miss Metz, what do I do now? Well, let me show you. We are going to try to make a 10. Remember how I talked about making 10s in the last lesson when we added 3 numbers? So here is what you can do. You can turn your subtraction problem around into an addition problem and make a 10. So watch this. I see that I have 7 and I've got to get to 15. So I can make a 10. Do you see how I made a 10? So now I'm at 10. How many more do I need to get to 15? I'm at 10. 10 plus what equals 15? 5. So you know exactly how many you need to get there. Now, do you see how when I made a 10, all I had to do was fill in that, and I could automatically say 10. 10 plus 5. So now I can see how many she gave away very quickly. And I didn't have to do a whole lot of counting. I just filled my 10 frame, and then I knew that 10 plus 5 would give me the 15. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I know that the 7 she gave away plus the 8 that she still has equals the 15 that she started with. So sometimes when we go through and we try to solve problems, we're going to do it in a way that may or may not seem easy, but it makes your brain think, and then all of a sudden, wow, I get it. So let's try one more, okay? So my problem says, Miss Metz has 14 hats. I give away 6 of them. So how many hats do I have left? So Miss Metz had 14 hats. I gave out 6 of them. Now I need to know how many I have left. So I'm going to do another 10 frame. But remember, I have to have 2 of them because our number is greater than 10. So I have my 2 10 frames. Now let's start. How many hats did I give away? How many hats did I give away? So instead of starting with, not 15, whoopsies, 14. So instead of starting with 14 minus 6, this time I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to say, I gave out 6 of them. Do you see the 6 I gave away? Now, all I need to do is get to 10. Did I fill my 10 up? So how many more do I need to get to my starting number of 14? 10 plus 4 is 14. So can you see very quickly how many hats I have left? You should be able to. So now what I did was I went through and I said I started with 6. 6 plus blank equaled 10. Because remember, I'm trying to make a 10. 6 plus how many? 4. Good. And then I saw that I had my 10 plus how many made 14. 10 plus 4 made 14. So now look at this. What is 4 plus 4? It's a total of 8. So how many hats does Miss Metz have? I have 8 left. Now, what you all are going to do is you are going to turn in your teddy bear workbook to pages 139 and 140. And you are going to work on subtraction problems using 10 frames to try to make a 10. Because remember, sometimes it's easier to get to 10 and then add and subtract than it is to try to do all of that in our heads. So I want you to give this one a try. Page 139, 140 in your teddy bear workbook.